Papa John's founder exiting as CEO weeks after NFL comments. Papa John's founder John Schnatter will step down as CEO next month, about 2 months after he criticized the NFL leadership over national anthem protests by players' comment for which the company later apologized. Schnatter will be replaced as chief executive by Chief Operating Officer Steve Ritchie on January 1st, the company announced Thursday. Schnatter, who appears in the chain's commercials and on its pizza boxes, remains chairman of the board. He is also the company's biggest shareholder. Earlier this year, Schnatter blamed slowing sales growth at Papa John's, an NFL sponsor and advertiser, on the outcry surrounding football players kneeling during the national anthem. Former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick had kneeled during the anthem to protest what he said was police mistreatment of black men, and other players started kneeling as well. "The controversy is polarizing the customer, polarizing the country," Schnatter said during a conference call about the company's earnings on November 1st. Papa John's apologized 2 weeks later, after white supremacists praised Schnatter's comments. The Louisville, Kentucky-based company distanced itself from the group, saying that it did not want them to buy their pizza. Ritchie declined to say Thursday if the NFL comments played a role in Schnatter stepping down, saying only that it's the right time to make this change. Shares of Papa John's are down about 13% since the day before the NFL comments were made, reducing the value of Schnatter's stake in the company by nearly $84 million. Schnatter owns about 9.5 million shares of Papa John's International Incorporated, and his total stake was valued at more than $560 million on Thursday, according to FactSet. The company's stock is down 30% since the beginning of the year. "I think it's possible that this was a conscious decision to get him out of the line of fire," said restaurant analyst John Gordon, who is the founder and CEO of Pacific Management Consulting Group. "The focus of the brand needs to be the pizza." Schnatter, 56, founded Papa John's more than 3 decades ago, when he turned the broom closet at his father's bar into a pizza spot. Since then, it has grown to more than 5,000 locations. Schnatter has also become the face of the company, showing up in TV ads with former football player Peyton Manning. Schnatter stepped away from the CEO role before, in 2005, but returned about 3 years later. Ritchie said new ads would come out next year. The company said later Thursday that it had no plans to remove John from our communications, which it says includes pizza boxes or commercials. The leadership change comes as pizza makers, which once dominated the fast food delivery business, face tougher competition from hamburger and fried chicken chains that are expanding their delivery business. McDonald's Corporation, for example, expects to increase delivery from 5,000 of its nearly 14,000 U.S. locations by the end of the year. Ritchie said his focus as CEO will be making it easier for customers to order a Papa John's pizza from anywhere. That's a strategy that has worked for Domino's, which takes orders from tweets, text messages and voice-activated devices, such as Amazon's Echo. Papa John's customers can order through Facebook and Apple TV, but Ritchie said he wants the chain to be everywhere customers are. "The world is evolving and changing," he said. Ritchie, 43, began working at a Papa John's restaurant 21 years ago, making pizzas and answering phones, the company said. He became a franchise owner in 2006 and owns 9 locations. He was named Chief Operating Officer 3 years ago. Ritchie said plans for him to succeed Schnatter were made after that. Thank you for watching. For the follow-up, subscribe to the channel yourself here. Papa John's CEO, pizza titan John Schnatter, steps down. Papa John's CEO John Schnatter, who overcame the odds to build his home delivery pizza chain into a national powerhouse against entrenched rivals, is stepping down. Schnatter, who founded the pizza chain in 1984, will remain as chairman of the board. No immediate reason was given for his decision, which takes effect January 1st. He is being replaced. CEO is company president Steve Ritchie. As the founder, Schnatter has been one of the biggest names in fast food. But he recently ran into controversy when he blamed NFL players' mass move to drop to one knee during the playing of the national anthem as affecting his company's sales. Schnatter has been one of the last CEOs who also act as their brand's advertising pitchman, a list that once included Cole Harlan Sanders for Kentucky Fried Chicken and Dave Thomas of Wendy's. By stressing that Papa John's had better ingredients and a better tasting product, he was able to turn the burgeoning chain into a national force against giants like Domino's Pizza and Pizza Hut. Papa John's, which lays claim to being the nation's third-largest pizza chain, could not be reached immediately for comment. The company, which has more than 5,000 locations worldwide, said in a statement that Schnatter will continue to pursue his personal passion for entrepreneurship, leadership development and education. But his impending title change caught restaurant industry watchers by surprise. At the very least, It was distracting and I'm wondering whether this was board-driven or if it was John's choice, said restaurant consultant John Gordon of the Pacific Management Consulting Group. Equity analyst Ephraim Levy said he had anticipated the shift was coming soon in the company. I see mostly strategic continuity, but I expect Steve Ritchie to also put his own imprint on Papa John's, he said. Louisville-based Papa John's is the official pizza sponsor of the National Football League, which Schnatter slammed in November for not dealing with players who've been kneeling during the Star-Spangled Banner to protest racial injustice. The movement began with then San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick in 2016. The NFL has been a long and valued partner over the years. But we're certainly disappointed that the NFL and its leadership did not resolve the ongoing situation to the satisfaction of all parties long ago, Schnatter said during the November 1st analyst call. This should have been nipped in the bud a year and a half ago. On November 14th, the company sent out an "I'm sorry" tweet. The statements made on our earnings call were describing the factors that impact our business, and we sincerely apologize to anyone that thought they were divisive. Schnatter isn't the first founder to step away recently from CEO duties at the company he built from scratch. Last month, Chipotle Mexican Grill CEO Steve Ells would become executive chairman, and Panera Bread's Ron Shaich announced that he would step down, but retain his position as board chairman. And Schnatter himself has said goodbye to the CEO gig before. He stepped down in 2005, but returned in 2008. In 2010, he took on a co-CEO, Jude Thompson, but that arrangement ended the following year. Now Papa John's may decide to find a new pitchman besides Schnatter. Huz in every ad, Gordon said. That's very CEO-centric marketing, which is pretty unusual these days. We'll see if he steps back from that. He added, he and/or the board see the need to get him out of the line on fire and to continue his involvement in a less visible way. Papa John's stock closed at 59.23, down 2 cents or 0.03% on Thursday. The CEO announcement was made after the market has closed. Thank you for watching. For the follow-up, subscribe to the channel yourself here.